Alrighty, gang. This is Reed with ENR Collectors. I know it's been quite a bit since the last video, but this will be a good one, I hope. So, this is the haul of CBCS books that I sent in to get graded at Denver Comic Con. So, Denver Comic Con was back at the beginning of June, the first weekend of June. And their turnaround time was 6 weeks, and it has been 6 weeks. So, it's really quite impressive seeing as, last year after Denver Comic Con I submitted some and it took about 5 months for me to get them back. This is much, much better than 5 months, doing pretty much 6 weeks, if not a little less than 6 weeks. There's really only one kind of issue with this haul, which I will get into quickly, but I'm not sure if it's enough of an issue to make a whole big scene out of it. It's only on one book, so I'll get to that. So, we'll start off here. So, it's the oldest book in this particular haul. So this is, let me move the oven metal here. Alright, so here, let me fix the camera. Batman 359, 9.4, which I think is really good for a 1983 book. So this is the first cover, Killer Croc cover. And apparently this book is also Dan Jurgens' first artwork. So it's a very early Killer Croc appearance too. But I really like the cover in general. Not just that it's a Killer Croc cover. His first cover. Oh my gosh. But, it's got all the really classic villains on it, including my boy, the Penguin. So, overall, I'm super happy with the grade, white pages. Yeah. I was expecting high grade. I guess that's a little bit higher than I was expecting, though. So, that's that. Alright, so here's the one issue. I'm not sure if you guys will be able to pick it up too well or too much on the screen here. So this is Amazing Spider-Man number 1. This is the Mark Brooks Secret exclusive. So he did a bunch of variant covers for this particular Amazing Spider-Man number 1. I know there's been a bunch of Spider-Man number 1s, but this was my favorite, so I got this I thought, for a really good deal. $25 on eBay, I think, is what I got it for. And I got it signed by Mark Brooks. He was at Denver Comic Con, so he is easily one of my favorite artists. So, it looks really blurry now all of a sudden, doesn't it? See if I can't autofocus there, maybe? No. Well, anyway. The issue here is the label. So, it's put in, I guess the inner well, or the inner, I don't know what you call it, they got the hard outer case, and then it's, sealed up in this kind of sleeve on the inside, right? So that's put in, just ever so crooked that it's bowing the label. That's probably not coming through too well. That's probably the best way to see it there. You can see the curvature of the label there. I'm not super crazy about it. I was actually, just before making this video, I was trying to see if I could, pop these tabs, and crack this open and try to adjust this, but I could not, for the life of me, open this thing up. It's a kind of an extra thick book, so they put it in their thick case. I don't know you guys can see, if I can do this very well. I don't know. Needless to say, it's in their thicker case. And so on the tabs in the back, where you would normally pop it open, they've got this little, I don't know, kind of bar or something across here because of the thicker slab. And that is, I don't know, it was preventing me from getting it open. So I tried several times, and I felt like I was, you know, just damaging the plastic up around here a little too much. I could kind of get it started. You know, I could pop them open, you know, a little bit, but I couldn't pull the two halves of the slab apart to adjust this. So it was getting, you know, really difficult, and I didn't want to risk damaging it too much. I don't know. I'll see. For Colorado Springs Comic Con, I might bring this with me and see if they can't help me, you know, maybe get this open. Because I think it really, the inner sleeve just kind of needs to be adjusted just a little bit to straighten this thing out. And I'm really, you know, fairly disappointed that that wasn't caught in their quality assurance check or whatever. But I don't think it's enough of an issue to warrant putting in the time and effort to send this back in and have them fix it. So I don't know. I don't know if I've weakened, because I tried top, I tried top, and I tried the bottom things. I could not for the life of me get this thing to crack open. You know, just trust me. The thicker cases are built and constructed a little bit differently than the thinner cases here, with the tab just straight there in the back. There's nothing blocking it there, so I was looking at videos on how to do it. Saw one from Spidey Fan from a while ago on cracking one open, but still I was not able to get it cracked open. So I don't know. I mean, what do you guys think? If you didn't skip through all this rant here, is this worth sending it back in? I mean, that's a whole, you know, that's an extra, I don't know, couple weeks even. You know, I got to go through, you know, packing it up and shipping it back out to them. I got to talk with the customer service people. You know, it was only the one book, and if you look at it straight on, it's not super noticeable. Like I said, if you guys look at it from there, you probably can't really see it too much, but I don't know. I got to think about what I want to do with that. But that's really the only disappointing aspect about this. The turnaround time is infinitely better, like I said. The rest of these cases look really good. Overall, so what I got 6 books, so 5 out of 6 we're at 100%. Alright, so this is Batman number 50. This is the J. Scott Campbell D cover D, signed by J. Scott Campbell. Got this from my brother. He got it from the store already signed. So much of his stuff anymore is already signed, so it's really hard to get a yellow label on signed J. Scott Campbell books. But he did this whole connecting cover. I don't remember how many there were. 6 maybe? 6 connecting covers for Batman number 50, but this was really the only one that I really liked and really had to have. In part because, yes, it's got my boy the Penguin. If you guys have been watching my videos for any length of time, you know that I'm a big Penguin fan. He is my favorite comic book villain. So I collect the Penguin, so had to have that. But of course, Poison Ivy looks really nice, naturally. Mr. Freeze is super cool. I'm a big Mr. Freeze fan. And then Clayface is cool too, so this I thought was, you know, the best cover of all the ones he did for Batman 50, or at least it's the one that I liked the most. So sent that in, 9.8. Happy about that. you might notice a theme here too. So this is Uncanny XMen number 1. This is the Mark Brooks C cover. So again, I think he did at least 3 since this is cover C. I don't remember how many he did exactly for this particular book. Again, you know, pretty expensive book. I think he was selling them at his booth for $50, and I think I got it for $20, $25 maybe. Tigers are my favorite animals, so that was a big draw between, or to me, for these books, on top of the fact that, you know, it's just a really nice book. But I had stuffed tigers when I was a kid, and it was my favorite stuffed animal growing up, so I really liked that, and that kind of reminded me of that. And I like the tigers here, but of course, this is just a really cool cover. So got that signed by Mark Brooks. Once again, like I said, I brought a lot of books for him to sign, so that one's there. And the last, oh, not the last, sorry. This is the only Star Wars book in this haul. You guys know me, I also like Star Wars books. So Mark Brooks did the interior art for the Han Solo miniseries, 5-issue miniseries. So this is the San Diego Comic-Con 2016 previews exclusive cover to Han Solo number 1. 9.4, I guess I was hoping for a little bit higher on this one, but Mark Brooks did the interior art for this book. He didn't do the cover. Emanuela Lupacchino did the cover on this one, but Mark Brooks did the interiors, and Mark Brooks signed it there. So, a lot of Mark Brooks here. So, there's that. And I got one more book, guys, and this book is fantastic. So, I think I put it in my last haul, too. I got a sketch cover on a Princess. I bought an already sketch cover on a blank Princess Leia number 1. And that was actually my officially second, original sketch cover for a comic book. I did not have any original sketches up until Denver Comic-Con of this year. So, without further ado, here is my first. The other one, the Princess Leia book, I bought already sketched, and it was at the end of my last day at Denver Comic-Con, so I didn't get it submitted. I'll probably submit it for a red label at Colorado Springs. But this one, so you've seen all the Mark Brooks covers. So I went up to Mark Brooks, I had all these books for him to sign, and, you know, I asked him if he was doing commission covers. He said no, he was all full up for the weekend, and granted, this was all of 30 minutes after the con opened on the first day on Friday. So he was only doing, I guess, so many full-on commissions, but he said he was doing head sketches for $50. And I was like, well, sure, I guess. I wasn't entirely sure the difference between a commission and a head sketch. I guess I was anticipating the same thing. I'm thinking a commission is a more careful, more thorough, colored, and all that stuff. It's a little bit nicer, whereas I guess a head sketch was a little bit quicker. Nonetheless, I got him to do one of his head sketches for me, and frankly, I am very happy with it. So this is Detective Comics 1000 with my favorite comic book villain on it, the Penguin. Guys, I really like this cover. I really like this. I mean, Mark Brooks is easily one of my top 3 favorite artists. Art Germ's my most favorite. If I ever see Art Germ, I would definitely want to try to get some sort of sketch from him. But he has yet to come out to Colorado, so we'll see if that ever happens. But Mark Brooks is easily in my top 3. I'm even leaning towards saying he's number 2, along with John Tyler Christopher. He's a favorite. So I knew I wanted a sketch from Mark Brooks. It was just a matter of, do I want to do a Star Wars book or what have you. I was kind of in a Batman mood during the cons, so I brought this Detective Comics 1000 blank cover I got and got him to do this, and it is really fantastic. You know, I mean, it's a sketch, so like what I was saying, it's like you can see a lot of his pencil work in there. You know, so you know he sketches it out with pencil first, obviously, and then he kind of goes back over it with his Sharpie and stuff like that. And you know, it's quicker for him to do than I assume a full-on commission. So I was anticipating something like this anyway when I went out to get something from him. So, and then I tried out something new. So CBCS does art labels instead of grading. So I was trying to decide if I wanted to get it graded with the actual number grade assigned to it, or if I wanted to try out this original art. And I mean, I kind of like this. So they do the original art so that the grade does not distract from the original art on the cover. Because, you know, this is fantastic, but, you know, I'm not ever going to sell this, but if the time ever comes to sell it, and it's not a 9.8, you know, that's really going to distract from a lot of people and their opinion of the book. So they just put art up there. Otherwise, absolutely everything is the same on the label. The case is absolutely the same. It's even the same price as doing, you know, one of these. They just put art up here instead of an actual grade. So that's, you know, I really like it. So on that Princess Leia cover, I'm going to see, it looks like they can do the original art label with red labels as well. So they verified the signature, and then they essentially just put, you know, with sketch on cover. So I think I might do that with that Princess Leia cover I got. So this is my very first commission on a blank cover, and needless to say, I'm hooked. So I definitely want to get more. I absolutely love this. So I'm trying to decide, too, do I want to try to get a bunch of different artists' interpretation of the Penguin on various Batman blank covers? I've also got some Star Wars blank covers to get sketches on as well. But I'm also trying to decide if I want to try to collect the Batman Rogues Gallery, because Batman has my favorite villains. I love the Penguin, but I love, you know, Mr. Freeze. I love, where'd that go? I love the Riddler. I love the Joker, obviously. You know, I mean, do I want to try to get, you know, try to collect the various Batman villains on blank covers, or do I want to stick with my favorite, the Penguin, and try to get different artists' interpretations of the Penguin? That's kind of what I'm leaning towards. You know, I'm still trying to figure out what I want to do. So, but this is my first and certainly not my last sketch cover. So I'm going to see if I can't get Kevin Nolan at Colorado Springs Comic-Con to do a sketch. Kevin Nolan, he's done a bunch of different covers and artwork and stuff like that. He's done a lot of inking work on a bunch of books, but he also provided the character design for the Penguin on the Batman the Animated Series. So you know, for him especially, I think that'd be really cool to get his Penguin on a blank. I don't remember what issue. I think it's Batman 50. I want to say. So, anyway, enough of my rambling. So this is all I got. So this, obviously my favorite of the bunch, a new favorite in the collection. You know, my favorites always change, but this is probably my favorite right now. The rest of these are really good. One more pass through them. And again, you know, I would appreciate any opinion you guys have on what to do with the wonky kind of label in here. There's just a little bit of wave to the inner sleeve. So I can't get this slab open to fix it, and I've tried as much as I am willing to try without breaking the whole thing, and then really being out of it and having to send it back in and all that, and getting into issues there. So thank you guys for watching. This has gone really long for only 6 books. I'm sorry, but I haven't made a video in a long time, and I kind of had a lot to say. So I've actually built up another good stack of raw books that I think I'm going to show. Don't know when I'm going to get to that video. Maybe sometime this weekend as well. So keep an eye out for that. Thank you guys for watching, and let me just throw this one back out front. Oh, I love this so much. And thank you guys for watching.